do anything. And all of this is happening because TikTok are not doing anything. Unless you're a big creator and you've got your account banned or a violation and you can't do a battle, or, you know, TikTok don't care. They don't care about removing problematic creators off the app. Yes, they will take videos down. I don't want to do a poll. I want to open the boxes. So I want to hear your truthful opinions, you know. And this is TikTok's fault. This is the knock on, because TikTok only care about money, you know. So I want to hear what you've got to say about it, guys, what you feel about the whole situation. Do you feel like Jack left his poor mum to take all the flack for it? I think Jack's mum handled herself brilliantly. I really, really do. But like I said, I've got to be honest, I'm all up for awareness. I think it's amazing. Hopefully Jack won't be doing what he's doing anymore. But I couldn't help but feel sorry for the mother. I've got to be honest, because everybody deserves to feel safe in the home, unless you've got crimes against children and things like that. Then you deserve. So yeah, so we'll have like a little debate about it. I'm not just going to get you all to speak one-on-one. So we'll start with Charlie. What are you saying, Charlie?
So basically, I think obviously what he's done isn't right, but at the end of the day, CLA, you know, she's got a BAPS out and a, you know, well, everything you can think of at some point, you know, in the past, and they didn't go around putting posts up of her. It was just swept under the rug 'cause it was CLA. And then Evil Queen yesterday as well said the same thing about herself, saying, you know, on Instagram, like, do we all remember the hot tub live and stuff like that? And again, that was on the FYP, and that wasn't seen as, oh, there's kids on this app. That was just seen as, oh, it's just, you know, it's just content, isn't it? It's just typical Evil Queen, you know. So yeah, basically, I feel like it's a bit of a witch hunt, and regardless of whether he's done something really bad, I still think that his mother is the innocent one in this. At the end of the day, she hasn't done anything wrong, and obviously, you know, he is living at home with his mum, so any consequences of his actions will target her as well. So it's just, you know, no matter what he's done, let's say their house gets targeted, because she did say yesterday that it's in a rough area. So, you know, if somebody goes for it, she's not done anything wrong. But, you know, imagine she got hurt. How would Tony and Dave feel if something happened to her? She's an innocent woman, you know, obviously just putting her son up because, you know, I'm surprised she's not washed her hands of him, but she obviously loves him. So, yeah, that's pretty much just what I think, really. You know, it's not just one person, it's his mum as well who's done nothing wrong.
Yeah, can I just like say something like, obviously I did like kind of like say, you know, we have had creators that have done similar thing, you know, you've just mentioned CLA and Evil Queen, but I did say like with Sobriety Jack, it's getting worse, you know, he's kind of like doing it every day. If he's not, and it doesn't take away what anybody else has done. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying with Sobriety Jack, he's at this every day of the week. You know, he's spreading the bunda every day of the week and sticking objects there. Do you know what I mean? So I think something needed to be done urgently, because like I say, it's continuous. It's not stopping. But you are.
Yeah.
He doesn't take accountability either. He just thinks it's funny.
He plays a victim.
Everybody, you're free to speak. Please, you know, tell me what you think.
I don't really feel sorry for his mum. I watched that live, Angie's live, and she was just totally in denial about the whole situation. Someone made a comment about obviously there being children on the app and children are being exploited for this, and her response was that parents need to parent their children and control the situation. But then pot kettle, because Jack is her son, so then she also needs to parent her son. And also she is on TikTok herself, so she clearly knows what's going on. She's been in Jack's comments numerous times, and Jack's been on live and said that he can't discuss certain things because his mum watches his TikTok. Now, I'm not saying that she was obviously watching when that happened. But for her to say she doesn't know what goes on because she's not on TikTok, that's a lie, because we all know that she is. We've all seen her on here, and he said himself that, you know, he can't discuss certain things when it comes to illegal substances, shall we say, because his mum's on TikTok, and he's even ended his lives before because his mum's been annoyed that some things have been outed and that it's caused an argument between him and his mum.
Right. Can I just say, like, obviously Jack is an adult. Thank you for the gifts, everybody. Jack is an adult. So should his mum really still be responsible for him at that age? What can you do with your adult child at that age? Because I mean, all I can do, say if it was one of my kids, right, God forbid, all I can do is advise my child, look, what you're doing is, you know, sick, it's wrong, and maybe get some kind of, like, I don't know, she's saying that he's mentally ill, he suffers with mental illness. Get some kind of quick time psychiatric sectioning. If his mental health is that bad and he's doing all these things, you know, she could speak to somebody. I mean, can you get somebody like if she
you can.
Well,
You can, to take control.
I don't think she's responsible, but then at the same time, she come in handling in her house, and they're all claiming that he's got mental health, he's a vulnerable man. So then, in circumstances, if that's the narrative that they're playing, then absolutely, as the mother of a vulnerable man, then she is responsible for him in that way.
Well, not really, guys, because at the end of the day, I got a daughter, obviously his age, but at the end of the day, he's a grown adult. And he shouldn't be doing things like that on TikTok. At the end of the day, he should be banned.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Well, what we're getting at here, sorry everybody, is TikTok aren't banning these creators that are displaying these actions. TikTok have not banned. So then it becomes like the only thing that we do is take it into our own hands. Do you know what I mean? So do you agree with that? Do you agree with what Tony and Dave did putting the posters up?
I do. I totally agree.
I do to a certain degree, yes.
100%.
I think this could be the kick up the, no joke, backside that Jack needs.
Yeah.
I will say there's a lot of people on TikTok, like drinking, etc. So it just don't apply to Jack. It applies to all of them.
There's a lot of people on this app. There's so many people on this app that use mental health as an excuse, and I don't. And that's the honest truth. Yesterday we were talking about somebody else. I'm not going to bring them up in here until they've been brought up because I don't feel that that's necessary. But I just think that how far can somebody go until it's all right to call them out? Do you know what I mean? If this person, there's people that they're doing stuff constantly, all the time, doing stuff that normal people wouldn't necessarily do. And it's disgusting. And there's children on the app, there's people on the app that are seeing it 100% every single time. And they use the MH cards as an excuse. But how far can these people go until it becomes a problem? Do you know what I mean? Like, when do we call it out? When is the right time to call it out? Yesterday we talked about somebody else and I was in there and I was getting so much hate for it, you know? But there's so much proof about this one person and everybody's sticking up from them. You know, when is it the right time to say, right, enough is enough. We need to do something about it. It's, that's what I want to know. Like, when do we do something about it? These guys
I think a lot of people who stick up for him, though, are enablers who just like watching the car crash.
Yeah,
That he
100%.
produces, you know?
100%.
I think my issue is that you can't. People with mental health, they like to pull that card like, "Oh, I did this because of mental health." That action is not mental health. That you can't do something terrible and then say, "Oh, it's because I've got mental health." We need to get away from this mental health card, and people need to stop allowing it because, oh, you know, such and such did this because they have mental health problems. Most of the population has mental health, but we're not running around doing these absolutely abhorrent things and then saying, well, it's because we've got mental health. It's not acceptable.
If I did it, I'd be in a police station. Do you know what I mean? If I did it, I'd be off the app straight away. Exactly. Everybody would report me 100%. If you don't mind me saying, yesterday we talked about somebody in Angie's live. I don't know whether you want me to say the name. It was brought up yesterday. I'm sure you're probably going to talk about it today. The person's name was Liam, and he's been on the app for a while. He used to be on Facebook quite a lot. The amount of stuff that this person has done, you know, it's the MH cards.
And I just don't think it's right. That's my opinion, and I'll give you my opinion, and I don't care whether I get hate for it. How much more can people do before? Do you know, there's a woman on here, and she's got a link in her bio, right? If you click that link, everything that this person's done is in there, right? There's graphic videos, there's literally everything. I'm not going to go too much into it, but all the proof is there. And we were talking about it yesterday, and we were like, right, this is wrong. And everybody was defending him, saying, no, it's not wrong. He's got mental health. He's got this. He's got that. You know, I think there's got to be a certain point that you can get to, and there's a line that you've got to draw where you can say, right, listen, enough is enough. We can't keep on watching this guy do this, you know?
Yeah, no, sorry everybody. I haven't heard about this Liam, but I don't watch him. I've seen one or two things that people have sent me, so I don't really know much about Liam, and it's definitely something that I will, watch because, people have brought it up. So I don't really know much about this case. Do you know what I mean? So I just want to stick to the sobriety Jack thing because I don't know about this Liam. But I will look into it. Do you know what I mean? So I just want to kind of stay on the subject of sobriety Jack at the moment and what's going on with the sobriety Jack situation. So is there anybody that disagrees that's in the room with what happened yesterday?
I just want to flip it a minute because I do agree with what they're doing, but I've raised children and whatever, but I also want to flip it because those kind of kids that are in the area could quite easily now, we all know what teenagers and that are like, so they could quite easily now come on to TikTok in search of these videos.
Yeah.
So then, because we all know what teenagers are like, do you know what I'm trying to get at? I don't really know how to word it.
Yeah, they could cause more problems, couldn't they, by going around and attacking the home and stuff like that.
Well, just to kind of come on TikTok.
Go on TikTok to look for it personally.
To look for it, to then kind of have a laugh amongst their friends.
Thing is, though, Jack's behaviour previously has actually brought danger to his home even before what happened yesterday, because I've seen bits where he said, someone's threatening to come to my home way before yesterday. Now people are sort of arguing and saying, Dave and Tony are causing this, are going to cause this, but the fact of the matter is his behaviour has brought danger to his door long before now.
Yeah, I have to agree with that. None of this would be happening if he weren't doing what he was doing. I feel sorry for his mum, and his mum shouldn't have to, be living through this, but he is bringing it on to his own door.
Also, the claim that this whole wrongful use of household items on TikTok is due to mental health. He literally said himself yesterday, he did it because he thought it was funny, it was for a laugh. He didn't do it because he was having a bad day. In fact, according to him, during the time of the carrot incident, he was apparently sober. So you can't really blame drugs or alcohol for that if he's going along and saying that he's sober.
Listen, I'm a recovering addict in 7 years now, and I suffer a real bad mental health, but I would never go on social media and get my bunda out, or I've never caused any problems to come to my home address neither. He can't keep blaming it on his mental health.
No.
He's not ready to come, he's not ready to be clean, trust me. Guys, I was addicted to Class A's for 20 odd years of my life, he's just really not ready for it, and he comes on here because of the money he makes off it. Let's be real, guys, because that is the truth of it.
I agree, Shorty. Sorry, Lou, I'll let you speak a minute. I agree, Shorty. I feel like everything he's doing is not because of mental health or not because of illegal substances or alcohol. It's purely because he knows the controversy. I mean, look, over the last week, everyone's speaking about him. Thousands of people are super invested in what's going on. And I think this is the reason why he's doing it. And these are the lengths that, certain people are willing to go to just to get a bit of TikTok popularity and a bit of TikTok clout, money. I'm sorry. Hi, Lou.
Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine, thank you.
Good. Yeah, I was just thinking they've only done what the P hunting teams, that is sort of the same thing, like an I think by taking awareness to it, they're doing us a massive service. These hunting teams that literally, like, they pull out these weeds of society. Do you know what I mean? And I think that he's lucky that, and I'm not saying that that's what he is, but he's lucky that he hasn't had one of those teams on him. I think he's got off very lightly.
Yeah.
I really do. And, putting some posters up around, well, like, you can't, the other lady was saying, I'm a recovering addict, very bad, of drugs my whole life from being 12. Like, and I've got, we've all got it, but we don't do it. And it's not even just what he's doing with these things. It's like him doing a shit in the street, like.
Yeah, and he even said if you got a uni, he'd go and take a dump in a Asda freezer.
Yeah,
His mum didn't even know about that. Well, she said she didn't.
Can I just say, thank you for letting me in the box, Miss Red. It's a lot calmer in here than Angie's. I was waiting in there for over an hour to speak yesterday, and it just completely got turned into a conversation about Liam, which I think then took away from the severity of what Jack's doing. I think a lot of people are not realising that not only are children going to be affected by this, but they can also copy this behaviour.
Yeah.
Any child that, doesn't really understand, because children are like cars with no brakes. They do things without even being able to stop themselves. But with Jack, I think the worrying thing is it's escalating. It's not just happened once. Mm-hmm. It's when you make a mistake and you say sorry for it, fair enough, but repetitive, but it's becoming a pattern of behaviour. And if he's willing to do these things in front of thousands of people, what sort of things is he doing in his inbox? Who's he talking to in his inbox?
I just want to hit on that, sorry, and then I'll hear from Alex. So obviously there's this creator, I'm just going to, it'll go into something. There's a creator called Bevo. He does like a 3 chew and swallow challenge, right? So I think like what he does could be potentially dangerous, because I even tried it myself. I'm 42 years old, and I did the 3 chew and swallow challenge, and I nearly choked. And I'm serious, right? And you've got, even though what he does is funny, you've still got kids that are copying that and could choke. Do you get what I'm saying? So you're hitting the nail on the head there. There could be a curious teenager child that sees that, goes and gets a carrot, and then, they're in A&E, and do you get what I'm saying? It's the severity and the knock-on effect of what children are witnessing. So I just wanted to, even though Bevo's not that way, I'm just saying, even I tried to do that and I nearly choked on my roast potato. Do you know what I mean? So, the kids are seeing this. Hi, Alex, darling.
Good morning.
Morning. Did you get some sleep?
Yeah, do you know what? Not really. I didn't go to sleep till like 6. Well, don't know half time I was talking to Tony till, but yeah, my stand on it and that is that we ain't stopping. It's going to be continuing. You know what I mean? Jack's just one of many, because I truly do believe that it is actually going to work. Like, if you need to reach out as well. It's not just the people, the individuals themselves that need to be exposed. It's also the gifters and the people that are enabling the behaviour as well. Because like I said yesterday in my live, you shut down their network, expose their gifters. And unfortunately, they leave the app, because if they're not earning, they're not going to put themselves over social media looking like idiots. Exactly. You know what I mean? And I stand 100% with Tony, Dave, and there's a few of us behind the scenes as well doing things. You know what I mean? And I will be going out myself and doing it as well. I just don't see, like, I know what you're saying, Donna, like with the Sobriety Jack's mum. And your empathy towards that. And I agree to a certain extent. It was just for me when she started changing, saying stuff like, oh yeah, but you control your kids. Then if your kids are watching it, I thought you can't really say that now. Now I'm swaying off that, this feeling sorry for her then, because she did make a few excuses for him, saying that he's famous basically on TikTok and all these big creators love him and that. And I'm thinking, like, you don't say things like that really when you're trying to, when something, it's a serious matter. This is where we, like, he's done a lot of things. He put ham on his face, and he took the piss out of Katie Piper, saying he's a Burns victim. The Down syndrome lady that he took the piss out of. He's threatened multiple women on the app. Took loans out in his past father's name, bless him. The list is endless with him. So, and I think now it's actually hit home for him. Hopefully, he realises his mistakes, and obviously we'll move on from it.
Didn't he? He's also said though that he made up the story about the loan in his dad's name and the benefit fraud.
No, apparently he's got a court case still pending with something as well. I think that's to do with the benefits, though, isn't it?
Do you know, somebody hit a valuable point I was speaking to this morning, right? What if Sobriety Jack is doing all this to appear very mentally unwell so it could go well for him with the court case? Do you know what I mean? It's a possibility. You don't know, do you? Sorry, it's completely off subject, but...
No, it isn't really off subject. To be fair, it's a valid point. Like, a lot of people can act crazy, and hopefully if there's a court case pending, he can say, well, this isn't the behaviour of a person with, obviously, that's mentally stable, let's say. But like you said,
against him though, the fact that he's refusing medical help, he's got all these medical issues, like with his mental health and whatnot. Him and his mum are both claiming, but the fact of the matter is, they're also both saying, "Oh, he's not on medication," and his own mum seems to think that that's okay, even though she knows of at least some of his behaviour, and says that he knows right from wrong, but he's not actually getting the help.
No, and I think the fact he comes on the next day, and as soon as, pretty much the next morning, he's on apologising for what he's doing. So he can't then say, oh, well, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm mentally ill. I'm not sure. That's not the case, because you're coming on and you're owning it the next day and you're trying to apologise for it. I mean, this Liam person got like 12,000 points in gifts yesterday. Jack's mum was getting gifted. People are gifting his mum, but they're not realising that that's actually going to Jack. That's not going to his mum. So the gifting definitely enables it. That's the biggest enabler, is the people gifting it.
But Jack as well doesn't mean the apologies, though. The fact of the matter is, with him, if he genuinely meant his apologies, he wouldn't keep exhibiting the same behaviour. He's not apologising because he's sorry for any bad impact that his actions have caused. He's sorry because he's trying to do damage control and not lose gifters.
It's like any abuser. They're only sorry when they get caught. They're not sorry up until the point that they've been caught. I've been abused by a family member as a child, and it got so minimised when it came out, but parents minimise things so that it's easier for them to deal with, so they don't necessarily have to feel that responsibility of what their child has been through or what their child's doing. It's easy to try and minimise it, and I think that's what Jack's mum's doing. But she is also, in a way, responsible, because she knows what's going on. She is aware of it now.
Do you know what? Can I just say something, right? And this isn't me defending Jack's mum, because I don't agree with, we should, be controlling our children so they're not seeing him. But from a mother's perspective, like, it must be so hard for her, because, she obviously, she loves her son more than anything in the world. And, a mother and a father will always protect the children no matter what. So I just feel so sorry for her, because obviously she's going to come on and defend him. Deep down, she's probably really not agreeing with what he's doing, and she did say obviously she doesn't agree with it, but I just feel so sorry for her, because like how can she like kick him out? Like, it's the guilt in it, it's the mother guilt, do you know what I mean?
I understand.
Do you know what I mean, Alex?
Yeah, 100%. From that side, I do actually see exactly what you mean. It's a shame, because we can all sit here now and say, you know what, it wouldn't be the same if it was our child and that. But let's be honest now. There's been children that have emmed people, and the mothers have stood by them. So we can't literally sit here and say that would never happen. You don't know until you're in that predicament, basically. Yeah. But the thing is, with the Jack scenario, like, a lot of people have said now that he's come off the app. He's come off the app. So yesterday worked. In my eyes, it worked. You know what I mean? If you're
going to come off TikTok for that is.
And the posters were everywhere. I mean, on my FYP, just scrolling down, I think every single thing on my FYP was the posters. And I think at this moment, spreading awareness is the most powerful thing, because the police don't really seem that interested in doing anything about it. But if he was in public and he had done something like that, then the police would be able to do something. I just don't really, it's a public platform. It's no different to being out in the street, in my opinion.
I mean, you know, I'm all for it. If you want to get a bit fruity, you know, go and join another social media site where you can do things like that, you know. But I think if you're doing it on places like this where children are going to be scrolling through potentially, you know, so if he's into all that kind of stuff, you know, go and do it on a place where, you know, there's no children. Do you get what I'm saying? So there's not a problem with what he's doing. It's where he's doing it and who could be potentially watching. And he is aware that there are children on here, and this is my problem with the whole thing. You know, I don't think, I'm not saying he's a peddler. I'm not saying that, but it is predatory behaviour what he's doing when children can be, or anybody else that, you know, displays things like that. It is predatory behaviour when you're repeatedly doing it over and over again. Do you get what I'm saying?
He was made aware that after the rolling pin incident, I was actually in his live, and multiple people commented, said an 8-year-old actually witnessed the rolling pin, and he still continued with the behaviour afterwards. Now, I'm not saying that he's but I do agree that he's exhibiting predator type behaviour in that sense.
Me saying that he's, you know, I'm not saying that, guys, please don't think that I'm putting words into everybody's mouth, but what I'm saying is, like, you know, you get creators that have been on here and they've got drunk and they're, you know, stuck in airbrush where the sun don't shine, or, you know, they've got the baps out and everything, and, you know, it's been a one-off. They've done it through drink or they've done it through this reason, but with him, he's choosing openly to come on every day of the week, and what he's doing is progressively getting more and more spicier every time. You know, we're seeing more. Do you get what I'm saying? So there's a big difference with somebody that come on, got drunk, stuck a bush where the sun don't shine. Yes, it is bad, but what he is doing is repeatedly, you know, he's repeatedly doing it.
He refused as well, Donna. You know, he refused. Everyone was saying that make your live on 18 plus. He refused that. So unfortunately, that's another thing you've got to look at as well. But in my eyes, I'll just say, fuck his mental health. Anyone that's anything to do with exposing themselves to children, talking to children, anything like that, anyone that goes around laying their hands on females, fuck your mental health. I didn't give two fucks about that. You will get exposed. I will put fucking awareness posts out. And, you know what I mean? I'm all for this shit. And that's how it is.
I just seen somebody say in the comments that parents, you know, should be doing better. It's the you know, parent. You can't put it on.
Can I say something about the parents?
A child will always get hold of a device, whether it be. You can't monitor everything on social media for children. Yes, in an ideal world, you know, there are these parents that do the most amazing job of doing it, but not all parents can do it, because they'll go to the friend's house, you know, go to the cousin's house, and they'll get hold of devices that way. So
no matter what restrictions you put in place, a child will always find a way to get on the internet. You can't protect them from everything. Absolutely not. Us parents are doing our best to protect our children from these. We could take the phones, tablets, but they will find a way. 100%. And he knows exactly what he's doing. I'm not going to sit here and listen to what I've got mental health, because it's absolute cobbles. The guy knows exactly what he's doing. And I feel for his mum in a slight, because we don't know what Jack behaves like towards her. If he can act the way he is on a live in front of thousands of people and children, how do we know how he's acting around his mum? She could be petrified of him. He could be abusing her. We don't know.
I don't want to put that out there, darling.
No, but do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to be horrible about it.
I know you're not, darling. I know, but I just don't want to, like, you know.
No, and I understand that. I've watched this for a few days now, and it's just really starting to bother me. You know what I mean? And people trying to say, well, you know, Dave shouldn't have done this. Dave shouldn't have done that. Dave's doing exactly what the rest of us want to do. You know, he's acting out that this guy needs to be taken off the arm. Some justice needs to be served towards him, because it's wrong what he's doing.
And I agree with what they did. If TikTok aren't going to do anything about it, please, we need to spread awareness other ways.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely, Shio.
Sorry, Miss Red, I just jumped on and just started shouting.
Apologise to me, darling. What you've said, excuse me, valid.
This frustrates me, you know what I mean? Because I've been that person that's been detained. I've been in hospital, you know, there's some really poorly people. And for him to keep coming back saying, well, I've got mental health, I don't know what I'm doing. He knows exactly what he's doing. I don't believe for 1 second that this mental health is the cause of your behaviour at all. You know, and it's unfortunate there's people out there that are suffering and getting no help because you've got people likes of him creating and claiming the mental health card. And then those that really need the support, you know, the worst of the worst happens. And it's really frustrating.
I agree.
Yeah, I feel that's the massive difference here. Obviously, I respect Donna, so we'll keep everything on track. But the people kept mentioning Liam in the comments, and I feel to myself, this is about Jack, but that's a different story in my eyes. That's where he does need support. It's totally different to the Jack scenario. Jack is very, very able to understand, process the information himself properly. You know what I mean? And I just feel that, like, how things are going now, I actually think this shit's going to work. You know what I mean? It's only literally the first person that everyone's gone after, and already he's left the app. So.
Good. Hi.
Hi.
Hello. Can you hear me?
We can hear you loud and clear, love.
Okay, right. I watch these debates and lives every day. I'm actually off sick at the moment. And I think you're great. I think you're great the way that you, Alex, you know, the majority of them that hold these debates, I think you're amazing, because I would lose my shit from some of the stuff that people say on here, some of the enablers. I've got 3 kids. I've got a 30-year-old, a 25-year-old, and I've got a 10-year-old at home, and she has autism and ADHD. So I've informed my school about these wrong-uns on here, and I've informed the local high school as well, because the lady that said before that, and the people saying, oh, parents should do this, parents should do that. It's wrong, because like my daughter, like I said, my daughter, I monitor every day, and I monitor her Roblox account especially now every single day. She's got, you know, the locks and everything on that she can't, but they can go onto YouTube, they can hit, you know, they can search things. There's only got to be one other kid that says, oh God, somebody was watching so-and-so last night. Kids are inquisitive, they're going to want to look, you know. It's like the other day I was listening to another creator on here, and my youngest said, why, if you hate her so much, why do you listen to her? And it makes you angry, and it does make me bloody angry. There is other platforms for people like Jack to go on, you know, and they come on here purposely to rile people, to get people in their rooms or whatever you call, you know, and these kids, and it is the majority of kids that like them, you know, teenagers, things like that, the same as the green one. And it really grinds my gears. If that was my 25-year-old son, I mean, my kids, I've never ever smacked my kids ever. They're good kids. I know every parent would say that. But if my son came home and started doing things like that, I would kick his ass from here to next Sunday.
Big time.
I really would. You know, and that, like I said, I've never had to smack them or nothing. I've only had to look at them for them to know that they're in the wrong. So, and mental health, claiming mental, oh my Christ. It's not mental health, it's attention seeking. It's attention seeking. Oh, I didn't make it as a David Beckham lookalike. Well, no.
You look nothing like David Beckham.
No, he looks more like David Beckham's dog, if I'm honest. You know, and so that didn't work. Then I'm going to be Victoria Beckham. That didn't work, obviously.
And then he pretended to become transgender.
It's like, I'm sorry, but it's bollocks, and it makes me so fucking angry because They just come on. Oh, somebody will see me. Somebody will see me. Well, get off then. Get off. Go on fucking Babe Station or whatever it is these days.
That's it. That's what I was saying. Like, 10 minutes ago, there is a place where you can do things like that. Like I say, everyone each to their own. People love the spicy stuff like that. So go on a platform where people are enjoying it, and probably you'll learn a lot more gifts and get a lot more support. But this place isn't the place for it.
Yeah, I mean, if my 10-year, obviously because of the autism, she asks questions all the time. Why is this happening? If she saw that, I would have to explain to her, because I don't lie to them. I would have to explain to her.
You shouldn't have to explain. Your child shouldn't. Have to see that. You shouldn't, as a parent, you shouldn't have to explain why someone's sticking a carrot where
really shouldn't. And Alex, I agree with Alex 100%. If police aren't going to do anything, if TikTok aren't going to do anything, because they're not, because they're making money, parents and responsible adults are going to have to do something and bring this app back to how it used to be, instead of a platform for perverts and weirdos and just mouthy pieces of shit, basically.
I agree. Thank you, Lacey, darling. Hi, Hutch, sat down there in the corner laughing away. Come on.
Morning.
Morning, Hutch. What you got to say?
Listen, first things first. I'm just going to throw it out there. The minute you start attacking someone's appearance, you've lost your argument. I'm just going to throw that out there now. Yeah, you can have an opinion on what you want, but the minute you demolish someone's appearance and start giving them the fat card, the this card, that card, you look like dog shit, you've lost your argument. Listen, you can completely have a valid point without attacking someone's appearance, because the moment you do that, you've lost where your initial argument came from. Now, obviously, I've seen and heard all the drama llama that's going on around Kevin the Carrot and Jack Sparrow. Now, enablers will always enable other enablers. I always stick by that. So the likes of Jack, CLA, they mix with the same circles. Now, again, predatory behavior doesn't always have to be paedophilic, as we've established. It's not. He's not a threat to children in that sense of the word, but he is a threat because it is visually able to be seen on an application. Now, 10-year-olds, again, maybe shouldn't be on the app, but ironically... Sorry?
Isn't it a 13-plus app?
Yeah, ironically, it was put out here for children to sort of use for music. It was originally called Musically, and then obviously it's moved to TikTok. It's now become obviously overtaken by adults, etc. So yeah, enablers enable other enablers. So CLA will always mix with the same circles as Jack. Jack will always do something to stay relevant. Now, the problem with that is obviously his actions. He's now sort of sat there blaming him on mental health and trauma. Where have we heard that before? Oh yeah, CLA. Yeah. You cannot use the trauma card for your reactions and actions on any form of social media or life, because everybody has some form of trauma. I've been through trauma. I've been through child loss. I don't bring it to the app and then turn around and say, well, actually, because I suffered trauma, that means I've got the right to turn around and shake my tushy for £2 and a carrot. You can't do that. You can't do that. Now, Jack will not disappear from this app.
No.
Jack will be gone for 24 hours and then he'll be back. You know, like Alex rightly said, we've already seen the Katie Piper attack with the ham on the face. We've seen the Down syndrome humiliation, for want of a better word, and now we've lost a Sky remote and a bag of wonky carrots. I don't know where we draw the line. I don't know where we draw the line, you know, because at the end of the day, listen, I don't disagree with anything I saw yesterday. Do I feel sorry for his mother? Absolutely not one bit.
You don't?
No, do I, Bob?
Why, Hutch?
Why? Because you cannot tell me in the world of 2024 and social media that mummy hasn't seen anything that little Jack's been doing.
Oh,
she must not be taking a bag of carrots upstairs.
You're not going to sit here now and say that mummy sits back and goes, my Jack's brilliant. Listen, the guy's been on national television with his alter ego. You know, we've seen the whole I want to look like Beckham. Okay, that's your thing. Now we've heard the whole I want to try and be transgender. Now we've got the whole, well, where else can I be relevant? Let's try the fruit and veg market.
Remember as well, he also pretended to be homeless.
But we've had it all. But again, enablers will always enable other enablers. So the circles they mix with, it's going to continue. He will be back in less than 24 hours. So big shout out to Dave and Tony, because I agree with what they're doing in the sense of they're bringing awareness to the local area.
Yes.
But at the same time, when has a vigilante attack ever worked?
No, because it'll always go in their favour.
Because now, if something was to happen in regards to the property or where they live, the first thing that's going to happen is Jack can now play the victim.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It'll go in Jack and his mum's favour.
Of course it will, because what will happen is you'll have their little enablers in the background now going, that's not right. That's not right. Oh my God, let's send a lion to Jack because he needs a holiday in Skegness.
Yeah.
You can't, you unfortunately, as it already states, we can't bring retribution by dealing with things ourselves. The only way we're going to continue is, like you say, keep reporting, wholeheartedly trying to get these people off the app, but it's not going to work. You've kind of just got to stop watching them.
Do you know what the thing is there, Hutch? Like, I agree with you, like 100% what you've said, and you've delivered it really well, mate, to be honest with you. But I just feel where there's a bit of a difference now, where you said about the vigilante and all that stuff, like, I understand. But a bit of a difference is now is people will talk about it for a day, 2 days, and then they'll forget about it and move on. Where we're now not going to forget about it. We'll still make the awareness. We'll still be going at them the same pace as we did originally. And I think if there's a bit of to be fair, there's been a lot of positivity behind it, to be honest with you. A lot of people
100%.
supporting it.
Yeah.
So I just feel that if we keep putting the pressure on the same individual, if he comes back, makes a return, we do the same thing over and over again, make the app uncomfortable for him, makes the app a little bit more safer towards children. You know what I mean?
I wholeheartedly support that 1,000,000%. Like I say, my only sort of like playing devil's advocate there is the fact that, are we then going to push other people to then become, oh, well, come on, it's gone far enough now. You know, Jack's now a victim. But I wholeheartedly support what you're saying. I'm not saying that we should stop. What I'm saying is, as you rightly said, and as everybody else has said, if this had been done on the street, you would have been done for indecent exposure.
I just struggle.
It wouldn't be any different.
Yeah, I just struggle where the stuff that he's done, how he could ever become the victim. If you follow the law, then I don't see how he could ever become a victim because of the stuff that he's done. You know what I mean?
100%.
This is the thing. I've done a petition, and my petition is I want people like Jack, CLA, even Marcus M's.
It don't work. It don't matter how many petitions you do. It don't work.
No, it's not to do.
You taking to Parliament.
That's what it's for. It's to do.
The bullying that goes off on this app every single day is completely accepted. There's people unalive themselves. Nothing has been done. TikTok need to be accountable. It's not the creators, because without the TikTok, there wouldn't be a creator. And what they're doing right now, they're slagging people off, calling people body shaming. It's disgraceful.
Yeah, but that's the whole point of my petition is. It's to do.
Yeah, but it don't work. I've done a petition. It don't work.
Petitions don't work in all fairness.
It doesn't work. Nothing that you do, but when there's money involved and they're paying tax in our country, that's going to continue.
So
what we need to do, there's 5,000 people in this room right now, yeah? What we all need to do is we all need to go and stand outside Parliament and say, listen, guys, this is what's going off on the TikTok app that's actually owned by the Chinese, which is fair dues, yeah? Fine. It's fine. Everything comes from China, but we're not doing it. And every day there's abuse. Every single day of the week on this app, there is abuse. I joined this app because my husband builds recovery trucks, and I joined it
to do his social media shit. Then I've got so invested, misread, I've been following her from day dot. I follow them all the drama, and I'm just looking, I'm like, hang on a minute, body shaming, calling, racism. If I was stood in the street and slandered somebody, yeah, I would get arrested. $1,000,000%. This app is allowing you to be an absolute, utter, disgraceful person. And everybody that's doing it, it's continued and They're leaving they leave the app, and then the next morning they're back on.
Wasn't that like DJ?
It's disgraceful.
Leave the app and then come back 2 days later.
Oh,
How
long would it gone?
Guys, I just want to hear from Hannah. Pals. Hi, Hannah.
Hey, darling. How are you?
It's okay, darling.
No, it's all right. I don't mind. I'm sitting here. Honestly, I was watching you guys yesterday, and I was watching Angie's live as well yesterday. And honestly, I'll be real, I agree with everything Hutch said, and probably everyone on the panel. The only thing that I felt a bit kind of like, oh, did Angie kind of allow it to go on a little bit more, was the mum. I kind of felt sorry for the mum, and I'll tell you why. She came across like, she's older, she sounds very frail, she sounds like she's going through her own mental health stuff, and it is difficult as a parent to watch your child do that on kind of a public platform and not really have any control over it. I don't think she's got much she can say apart from obviously kick him out, but then you kick him out and what is he doing? He's doing it out on the streets. Do you know what I mean? And he'll end up getting arrested. Some may argue that might be the right thing to, wake him up, but then that's still a mother at the end of the day. Do you know what I mean? And it is hard for her to watch her son kind of basically deteriorate in terms of like him coming on a platform and actually doing things that are probably aren't morally or legally correct. It is hard for her. So I do feel for her, and I feel like she kind of got the wrath of it last night. Like she got it and took the heat for him. And I don't think Jack should have allowed his mum to even go on there, because I'm sorry, you're a grown man, you're 26 years old, you've chosen to do this. I sympathise with the mental health thing in some cases, but this isn't mental health. This has gone beyond mental health at this point. When 10-year-olds and 13-year-old little boys and girls are going back to their school and saying, oh, this is what we've seen on TikTok. Like, we're not robots as parents. We can't 24/7 be glued to the phone and check what what our kids are doing. They're gonna, it's gonna slip through the cracks at some point. But it's TikTok again that's gonna end up being held responsible for it. But they're not gonna do anything. Let's be real. Yeah. And I just feel like at this point, this whole mental health excuse, I want to call it, dare I say it, it needs to be.
You dare say it?
Get rid of it
because it's it's a tool. It's a mechanism that they're using.
Yeah. It's a catalyst. What it does is it's a catalyst for people, because then he'll come up and then he'll brag about the fact that he went to court. Oh, they let me off, and they let me off on bail. I watched his live, I think, and I unfollowed him after this point. He was like, oh, they left me off because of my mental health. He's a victim. People holding lives about him and saying, oh, okay, we're going to do this and we're going to talk about him. He's going to take it to court. And trust me, his defence barristers and lawyers are going to take that and they're going to play with it.
The only people that need taking to court is fucking TikTok.
It's TikTok, yeah.
It's TikTok that needs taking to court, because they've allowed this app to become the biggest mental strain on anybody.
Yeah, it's a joke. And the thing is, what really irritates me is I see good creators that I gift, that I support, that do nothing but literally help people's mental health, including mine, that get banned over the most
silliest thing.
And you're allowing TikTok as their AI moderators and everyone sitting behind those closed doors have a grown man stick something up where the sun don't shine and not even locking off the live. No matter how many times people have reported it, the live is still going.
Yeah. What you got to say, Pearl?
Yeah, and it just frustrates me.
Yeah.
It frustrates me so much. And I don't know what we can do, because our little kids, I'm a first-time mum. I've got a little boy that's 20 months. I'm scared for him to use, the internet or Roblox or go on TikTok. I'm genuinely scared, because it's affected me and I'm a grown adult. Do you know what I mean? Watching stuff like that and seeing people like CLA, throw out the N-word. I'm a black woman and I don't agree with that. I'm so sorry. And even seeing that and thinking that she can still have a platform and earn thousands on here.
She's still able to go. I literally posted one of her videos of what she done. I got a violation warning, yet she still manages to keep her account.
Because she's making the money, darling. So, not all the money that don't care. Pearl?
Yes.
What you got to say about this situation today?
Right, good morning, everybody. Firstly, I've
Morning,
jumped up
Pearl.
here just to say a big up to Dave and to Tony. And listen, yous are all going on that TikTok doesn't do this, that the creators is doing that. This is what it needs, and this is to get a message out to everybody. When your kids are on here watching the dirty, vile, disgusting things, that it ain't going to stop just by TikTok. They think they're safe because they're behind a screen. Well, let me tell you, you protect your kids at all cost. And for the mother, right, yes, I did feel sorry for her, but do not tell me she doesn't sit and watch every mortal thing. And if that was my son, I'm sorry, they say tough love. Kick him out, let him defend for himself, and let him learn where things are wrong. And it's so wrong what he's doing on here. And the people that's on there gifting him, enabling him, well, shame on yous too, because one day, if yous haven't got kids now, yous will have kids, and see how yous will feel when you can't, it is a 13 plus app, when you can't stop your kids from doing anything. And if you see to their controls, they're going to go to somebody else who hasn't got any controls on, and they will get to see things. So shame on you, Jack, because you will be sat in here listening, you little ferret. But listen, and if he comes back on, he wants chased off again, and that's how it should be, and that's what wants doing from now on, and that goes whether it be a man or a woman, because fuck chucking the mental health card about. They're not mental when they're getting the gifts and know if it's a little gift or a big, and they're not mental then. So shame on yous, and now good on Tony and Dave. Fuck the rest of the haters. About time something's getting done.
Yeah, no,
There you go. Health for Prime Minister.
Yes.
I know, Pearl Prime Minister.
Yes, Pearl. Hi.
Go on, girl.
So surely, as an adult, then he's accountable for his own actions.
He is, but why is his mum enabling him? She should kick him out and say, you want to live that life, Jack, fuck off and do it somewhere else, not in my home.
I wholeheartedly agree with you. That's what I'm saying. His mum's not innocent.
Exactly.
She should just say, off you pop, Jack.
And
See
you
you
know
later.
when people say about them going to the homes, Jack's been on here for long enough for everybody, he tells everybody he lives in Nottingham. Now he's taking the piss because he's moving, right? But listen, wherever he moves to, somebody's going to know him with his dirty little antics, what he's doing, because he doesn't just do it in his bedroom, he does it out in fields, out in the streets as well. So wherever you go to, Jack, setting your account up, you will be seen. And just like, once now he's been let off, and let's hope he's took this on board, but next time, in my opinion, he wants to took down a fucking back lane. Sorry.
Can I just ask that we use indoor voices? My headphones are proper loud and everyone's shouting.
Oh, I'm sorry I get right.
Can I just ask this though?
I'm sorry, I'm not a hypocrite, Sharon Novel. I'm saying what's right for kids. I'm not on about myself. Yes, we all get drunk on here, but you don't see me with me nunny out on TikTok or showing bits that I shouldn't be shown. So where am I a hypocrite? Tell me where.
Does he live with the mum at home?
Yep.
So do you feel like, because the way she came across yesterday on Angie's Live, it was like she was kind of being, not, I don't want to say controlled, but kind of, it seemed like a rehearsed script, like he told her what to say. Do you know what I mean?
Coerced. He's told her what to say.
Yeah, like he's told her to say and act a certain way. So do you feel like there's an element of control between the two of them, and that's why she feels like she can't kick him out and she can't do certain things? Because she seemed very frail, I'll be so real. And it didn't seem like she was really talking from the heart to heart as a mother. Do you know what I mean? And it felt like
that was one of my sons. And listen, she can't be that old, Hannah.
Yeah.
Jack's only in his 20s. She can't be that old. So it's her home, and they say tough love. You have to be cruel to be kind. She is enabling him, by allowing him to do. And she sits and watches the TikToks.
And this is one thing. Morning, guys. I just want to jump in. I watched a live back from last night, and she says to me, on the live last night, that I don't know what's going on with this live. I haven't seen anything, but Ange, I watch you day in and day out. Hold on, you don't go on the app. So if you'll sit there watching Ange day in and day out, you've seen what your son's been doing and what he's been putting through. And I don't care. She screamed at me last night. He hasn't touched a child. We're paedophile hunters, and we don't. You don't just need to touch a child to trauma that child for life. You mentally, physically, and emotionally will destroy your child for the rest of its life, seeing what he done.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And I'm not being horrible. They all start from somewhere, don't they? That's my opinion. It starts off somewhere.
Oh, Pearl, as much as I genuinely agree with you, I think we've got to be very careful again. And I'm playing devil's advocate.
No,
We've got to be very careful
I'm
again.
not calling him a peddler. I'm saying they all start somewhere.
I'm not saying you are. What I'm actually saying is we've got to be very clever of how we describe things, purely on the basis of that word gets thrown around so loosely now that it kind of has lost its value, maybe a little bit. That's what I'm getting at. There's that term has been thrown around so loosely with other creators that maybe it's lost its credibility. That at the end of the day, when it comes to it's the whole thing about the boy that cried wolf. We know that Jack has turned around and said that he was essayed by his father. Mummy Jack's come out and said that's false information. So again, it's plausibility and you can only go off what you see because we actually don't know the truth. And that's all I'm saying is I just think I totally agree with you that it's wrong, his behaviour, but we all just go around now shouting words. Everybody does it now. You go into a live and
for having my grandchildren in my home. I've been called it, and I know how it feels. But the difference is, I do not run around showing my nunny, showing any parts of my body to my grandchildren, or giving any cause like for a reason, right? But the road Jack is going down. He's constantly on the snow. He's always on his pinky G. He says he's got the mental health, so he'll be on medication for it as well, right? So the next thing, when he does something, and I'm not saying he's going to, everybody, before we start, this is my opinion. When he goes too far and does something, then there's going to be this big fucking uproar, and it's going to be too late.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Hi, Shabs. Did you say you're a Jack supporter? Or were you lying again?
Yeah, lied to get in.
Ah, Shabs.
No, I've just got a couple things. One, Hutch, absolute spirit animal. Definitely my spirit animal. The guy pulls the faces that I'm pulling at my phone. Secondly, I feel like Jack's choosing the wrong audience. Like, there's another app that's 18 plus. He'd earn a lot more money doing what he's doing on that and getting some subscribers on that, surely. However, Hutch again on the laughing. However, I do think personally, with regards to the mum, I know there's a lot of mixed opinions there. You know what your kid's doing. It doesn't matter how old they are. You can't say that his mum, if she's on TikTok being able to get absolutely rinsed yesterday, then she's been on TikTok for the rest of, for the past couple of months, seeing what he's doing. There's no way her friends aren't on it, saying, have you seen what your son's doing on TikTok? Now, on the other hand, she can't control him. Like you say, how old? I don't even know how old this kid is. I don't even know. I've not seen it myself. On the other hand, you did a poll before, Miss Red, where it said, did anyone watch this live and has anyone seen him doing what he's doing? I find it disturbing that we all go in there and watch it. Like, I've never gone in and watched it personally. Are we not giving him the clout by going in and watching that and giving him the revenue of the views and the...
It's all over the FYP, Shabs. You don't have to go into his room. You could have him blocked. It's still going to show on your revenue.
Right. Get you. I just wanted to put that out there because I don't think obviously he doesn't deserve that revenue. He doesn't deserve them views. Even us talking about it now, he's probably sat in here now, absolutely, something else is probably going up the bunda, happy that we're all chatting about it.
Of course, and this is what I was saying. I wasn't coming on like going, I don't know what I was doing. But listen, if he's going to do this for views, now he's got all of these views, what's he going to do next for views? that's what I'm trying to say. What is he going to do next? Because he has to better himself at every time, or people's going to be bored with him.
Yeah. Like I say, there's a better platform.
More graphic as it goes on, you know what I mean?
I also believe the reason that it sort of keeps coming back and keeps going is everybody, including 5,300 people that 11:25 in the morning are sat in here, fucking love car crash TV. And that is the be all and end all. Let's be real about it, because if you came on in the morning and just went, no, the TikTok news is it's pretty shit, it would end. Do you know what I mean? Everybody comes in and goes, shit, did you see that we've now got Jack the Carrot, and then we've got Alpha Boo Boo and her fiascos, you know? And I think because as a nation, we literally love watching drama unfold.
Well, I love it. We love it, don't we, pal?
And you've mentioned Elfie Babby there. I've just seen a video on Elfie Babby in the women's toilets, completely taking the complete and utter piss out of him. Listen, it's a man who likes to dress up in a frock, and I am saying that because he's not on no hormones or doing anything. He said on a video he'll never ever try down that road. I know lately he said something different. My ass. Sorry for using that word there. But he's made a video when he said he'd never ever video in a woman's toilet, and it's just come on this morning. So I know you're watching Elfie Babby because you're obsessed with Miss Red. But listen, shame on you, because you're just proving a point at how ignorant you are. That's what you are.
There you go.
Right, listen, I'm going to jump down, but I'd just come up just to say a big up to Tony and Dave. Keep up the good work, and like they said, and you, Alex, because there's loads of people behind the scenes on this. But all these little wrong-uns just needs a little talk to in the ear.